Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Thursday, August 20th, 2020. I'm Fredicia Liebert. A tropical storm watch is in effect for St. Kitts and Nevis.
There is a tropical storm watch in effect for Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Martin, Antigua Barbuda, St. Kitts Nevis, and Anguilla. A tropical storm watch means that the tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area, generally within 48 hours. Interest in the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico should monitor the progress of this system as it moves closer to the islands and is expected to strengthen into a tropical storm.
Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Brian Dyer, went on to give further details of Tropical Storm number 13.
At 11 a.m., the National Hurricane Center has indicated that the depression is expected to become a tropical storm later today. The position at 11, the location 16.0 degrees north, 52 degrees west, or about 750 miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands. This is about 730 miles to the east-southeast of St. Kitts and Nevis. Maximum sustained winds at 35 miles per hour or 55 kilometers. Present movement west-northwest at 21 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 1,008 millibars.
Dyer then explained what persons should expect in the coming days.
For us here in St. Kitts Nevis, we expect some rain showers primarily from the system as it is expected to pass some distance away from us to the north. However, rainfall is expected from Friday afternoon right through until Sunday afternoon. The models indicate that the rainfall may be heaviest on Saturday morning and into Sunday. So persons living in low-lying areas are asked to take notice of this information and be on a state of readiness in the event we have flash flooding. Persistent rainfall will cause saturation of the soils and making it easy for runoff. So persons again in your low-lying areas that are affected by flooding and flood damage, you're asked to take precautionary measures as the system passes to the north of us.
Dyer is urging persons in flood-prone areas, namely Stony Grove, Lower Bath Village, Pond Hill, Cotton Ground, Cades Bay, and Newcastle to take precautionary measures prior to the passage of the storm. The St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board hosted a symposium for self-employed persons on Nevis on Wednesday, August 19, 2020. Prior to the start of the symposium, an opening ceremony was held where Director of the Social Security Board, Antonio Maynard, spoke about the benefits of Social Security.
I wish to urge the self-employed entrepreneurs on Nevis to develop an intimate relationship with the Social Security Board and with the management team at the branch office, and move from being simply only contributors and actually become activists for the cause of being engaged with the Social Security Board and being compliant. For example, engage your peers and colleagues to register and pay consistently.
Premier of Nevis and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Mark Brantley, was also present at the opening ceremony. He commended the board for the hosting of what he termed a timely symposium.
So I feel that this symposium today is absolutely critical. It has come at a good time. I'm sure all of you would have heard the bad news that is circulating that some businesses have closed on Nevis. Some have closed on St. Kitts as well. I'm sure that before COVID is done with us, we may have other closures. And so we can't sit back, we have to respond. The government doesn't have the capacity to hire everybody that has been laid off or made unemployed because of COVID-19. And so it is to the small business sector that we must look. It is to your innovation that we must look. It is to your ability to create ideas and create businesses and to create revenue streams for yourselves that we must look. Now more than ever, I believe that our little island of Nevis and the wider Federation requires us to be resilient. It requires us to be innovative. Not just buzzwords. I think we will require resilience and innovation if we are to survive. And so I encourage each and every one of you to learn as much as you can, to do as much as you can. And I welcome this initiative now coming, especially as it does at this particular time.
The symposium covered a number of topics, including understanding financial management, rebuilding in the COVID economy, and the importance of self-employed coverage, among other topics. A total of 35 persons participated in the symposium, which was chaired by former branch manager of the Social Security Board, Curtis Morton. Employee Akiana Skelton sang the national anthem, and the invocation was done by Pastor Bernard Brown. The symposium took place at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall. Still to come, deadline for 2020-2021 Moroccan Scholarship application extended. The details right after this break.
Contribute to the future. Create the sound of Nevis. The Nevis Tourism Authority, in collaboration with the Culturama Secretariat, presents the Nevis Song Competition. Winner will receive EC $5,000. That's right, 5,000 EC dollars could be yours. The deadline is September 11th, 2020. Submit your song to info@nevisisland.com. Visit www.nevisisland.com and www.culturamanevis.com for more information. It's the Nevis Song Competition.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is pleased to advise that the Embassy of Morocco in St. Lucia has advised of an extension for the submission of applications for the 2020-2021 Moroccan scholarships. The ministry wishes to advise that completed applications, along with supporting documents, should be submitted to Jamila Adams at the Human Resource Department on the 3rd floor of Government Headquarters in Bastille on or before September 18, 2020. All inquiries related to the Moroccan scholarships should be directed to the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco in St. Lucia. The contact details are posted on your screen. A total of 16 livestock farmers toured the various livestock farms on Nevis on Tuesday, August 18, 2020. Head of the delegation and president of the Farmers Cooperative on St. Kitts, Solomon Morton, noted that he was pleased with the production on Nevis.
And we are here because we are looking at improving the livestock sector in St. Kitts. We took the time to come over and visit the farms here, so that we can get a true picture and get hands-on experience. With me on this trip is 16 of the farmers, livestock farmers, and these are persons who are committed to assist in food security, in feeding our nation, and making sure that our livestock sector is a healthy one going forward. I can say the feedbacks I'm getting so far is that it is very interesting, they're all inspired.
Speaking of the objective of the visit was livestock specialist Rohan Claxton.
We spoke about the improved breeds, the red Angus, the brown Angus, the Brahman, and the purebred Senepol that we have. And it's basically, the estate is a demonstration unit. So we are hoping that these farmers visiting today would take some idea and try to implement it and see how we can improve on beef security on the island.
Minister of Agriculture on St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, encouraged the farmers present to take advantage of what they've learned.
And I want you to use the ideas that were passed on to see how they can be implemented in St. Kitts. If you need Rohan's assistance, he's available to you. So he's available to you. And of course, I want to thank you, Solomon, for organizing your group to come. You've had your difficulties in the past, but as I've said before, we are at a different junction now, a different point in time where we're trying to mend fences and foster relationships, because through these relationships we can realize our, if I want to say, dreams of having agriculture played a major role that it can play in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We hear about resiliency, we hear about sustainability. These things cannot come about without a good working relationship with the stakeholders, who you are, the livestock farmers and crop farmers as well too, and the Department and Ministry of Agriculture. So with that collaborative effort, I believe we can realize those buzzwords that we talk about: innovation, resiliency and sustainability. All that is possible once we're able to work together.
Also present on the tour were Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture on Nevis, Huey Sargent, Livestock Extension Officer on St. Kitts, Miguel Fleming, along with other agriculture personnel. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liebert. Thank you for viewing.